this is Roger Green, host of the Surfing the NASH Tsunami podcast. This weekend, we are offering 5 conversations from episode 16, our preview of hashtag NASH Day, or International NASH Day 2023, and a discussion of why this year this event is so important. Plus, from the vault, a review episode from a previous International NASH Day coverage. This conversation focuses on the potential of the liver community and some of the ways that hashtag NASH Day brings it out. It starts with me asking Donna Cryer to point to one thing that happened in 2022 that had ripples throughout the liver community. We wind up talking about a few different ideas. She talks about the value of seed grants. She talks about using the liver community and action outreach to recruit patients for clinical trials, which, as Pam Danagher points out, will become increasingly important in the world after we have approved drugs on the market. Jörn Schattenberg talks about the overall power and potential of the event to drive education. And Donna speaks about the ability to connect and diversify networks of care providers so that patients have referral access to endocrinologists as well as hepatologists and gastroenterologists if they're dealing with the complete array of metabolic diseases. Here at Surfing the NASH Tsunami, International NASH Day has always had a large place in our hearts and a big spot on our calendar. We met Donna there for the first time in 2020. She joined us as a co-host for a while, and we have enjoyed participating in this event and seeing it grow and flourish over time. 2023 will be no different. So sit back, listen, enjoy, learn, and when you're done, join the conversation on our LinkedIn discussion group. Can you point to one thing maybe that happened last year that's had ripples in the pond of liver disease that came out of NASH Day 2022 that will stimulate people as to how to think about what they can do this year and what might come out of that?
Donna Cryer.
Yeah, absolutely. We gave over $100,000 in community grants to support organizations to be able to put on events and participate. As we saw, first, maybe a speaker involved in International NASH Day panels in India to event in the medical society, to then a larger scale community events to an Indian NASH action plan. So I think the growth of something like that over time is a great example. We're seeing that with some of our African partners as well. Then a very small seed grant has allowed them to not only do education in NASH, but start to partner with other organizations. And then they've been able, it has affected their ability to do hepatitis B advocacy and really energized and facilitated the capacity to do liver health as a whole. That's really exciting. And so as we look up at the results of NASH Day and which of our community partners, either inside the US or outside, really sort of take this and run with it, that allows us to understand how we can really select partners to invest in, to have community impact, and to share best practices from. So it's a little bit of a learning laboratory as well to see what community activities really take off and we can share with others. We certainly saw that with the ability to do NASH clinical trial recruitment as part of an event in our San Diego chapter. And so looking at that and sharing with the other Liver Action Network members, this is how you can add that aspect to your events, because they found 26 patients in a day. So I think that makes them/us the best CRO in NASH, but just saying. But how can we scale that so that other partners can do similarly? So I think those are some of the results that come out of NASH Day when we really dig deep and try to understand, what worked on that day.
So before I monopolize all the questions, anybody have any other questions or comments right now?
Pam Danagher.
Maybe just to reflect on, the discussion around clinical trial recruitment, I think something important for the future is going to be continued drug development post-approval of hopefully 2 new therapies for the treatment of NASH. And so I think that's something where, again, it'll take a village going forward. Maybe we'll use some of those CRO services going forward, Donna.
I remember having a conversation with Rohit Lumba about the untapped potential of the liver community, liver patient community, certainly our Liver Action Network, for clinical trial recruitment. And I make make that statement having built a multicultural division for a clinical trial recruitment firm. The patient community recognizes how different all of our experiences are with fatty liver disease and NASH, and understands that we will likely need more than one type of medication with more than one mechanism of action when all is said and done to be able to either have enough of a size effect for some people, or just because people have different concurrent conditions and that people are so different. And so I think the patient community understands that and has always understood that. One of the lasting effects of this NASH Day is the work that we're doing with our liver action networks to reach out to primary care physicians in their communities, the relationship that we've been building with the gastroenterology, hepatology, advanced practice providers. And so getting NPs and PAs aligning with their regional meetings and doing activities, making sure that they know who are the endocrinologists in their communities, not just the gastroenterologists, and really building out a larger, broader set of partnerships than they may have had before. That will really be the key to just being successful in this spread of liver health information, but is particularly vital to being able to ensure that there is a continuing source of appropriate patients for NASH clinical trials for years to come. We know that all the patients aren't currently in clinical trials. They aren't currently connected to care, sitting waiting. It's not like Hep C, where there were patients who are, warehoused, so to speak, with all of their doctors carefully saying to them, well, hold on, wait a minute. We're right at the precipice and ready to give them hepatitis C treatment in many cases the moment that this comes out. We know that's not the case in NASH. So a consistent effort to reach out and identify patients and give them an understanding of where they are in their fatty liver disease and NASH journey, and to connect them to appropriate care, whether that's medication or not. But these relationships that come out of doing NASH Day events with a larger community focus will enable us to identify a larger number of patients, hopefully for years to come.
Jörn Schattenberg.
I fully agree with the untapped potential you mentioned, Donna, and by the energy we can set free with these type of events, but also through GLI, of course, and motivate patients to take care and control of their liver condition and ask themselves about their liver health. So one of the slow aspects of the drug development process was to get the right patients to the right centers that are participating in the trials. And I think, it's the extensive outreach that GLI and you have been doing that really helped us on this.
Thanks, Jörn. Don, a couple more questions. First of all, you do some fantastic panels every year around the event. It may be premature to talk about those. I don't know where you're at on the planning for the panels, but is there anything coming up this year that people should really be excited about that you can talk about yet?
I enjoy the Global State of NASH panel as much as anybody else. And although there is a proliferation of NASH meetings and sharing of NASH, of once a year coming together and being asked to explain where we are as a field in language that real people can understand is a good exercise for everyone to have, and a place where we can tie up some of the different threads in medications and devices and non-invasive diagnostics in one place and available as an enduring material on YouTube for folks. I also enjoy that there are partners who come to us, such as the Association of Black Gastroenterologists and Hepatologists, who want to make sure that they have a panel that they are leading and putting together. And so that's really exciting to me, that there's so much enthusiasm for people asking to be a part. We'll also be doing a panel on pediatric NASH, to be sure, coming out of our parents and pregnant people events in our pediatric and rare disease month, which results were, just really astronomical. There have been so many new partnerships, whether with mommy groups or pediatric medical societies, that we want to make sure that energy is shared in the NASH space as well. But one of the things that we have been doing, and hopefully I'll be able to squeeze a little more in, is we've sort of taken NASH on the road. And so we shot some footage in Arizona and got a little bit of what a day in the life, or at least like what a NASH patient visit would look like. I did get a fiber scan. We may reveal those results as part of it. And so rather than having people coming in to a panel, we're going to try to go out as much as possible and film on the road in the environments, in the research centers, in the doctor's offices, in the clinics, and the clinical trial sites that people have now that the world has opened back up. So we hope to do more of those.
Is there anything you've not mentioned yet, any particular thing that people should be excited about or look forward to?
And now, back to Roger.
We hope you've enjoyed this recording. If you have any questions or comments about the content of this conversation or the entire episode, please put them in the review section of the page from which you downloaded this conversation, or send an email to questions@surfingnash.com. If you want to participate in Global Liver Institute's International NASH Day 2023, you can reach out to GLI directly or to us the same way, and we'll pass your information along. Next week, we will be celebrating Surfing the NASH Tsunami's 3rd birthday and our recent topping of 150,000 total Buzzsprout downloads. It should be a great event. We'll have interviews and old friends joining us, so you're not going to want to miss this. So till then, stay safe, surf on, and we'll see you next week for the party. Bye-bye now.